Hey, it's Curious Beast. Well, lately, as we all know, we've been kind of in a doldrum as far as silver news and silver prices lately. Now, this week we got to see a nice change in the price area, and also we've had some interesting news come out, and I wanted to share a little bit of that with everybody. Now, first, just to recap on silver, this week silver started out at a little over $28.80 an ounce, and a rise started taking off on Monday, which was where the week's low was at $27.97 an ounce. And from there, silver took off and hit a high on Thursday of $30.81, and the close this Friday was just a little under $30.70 at $30.67 an ounce. So nice change in the price area for a lot of folks. Now, also this week in mining news, we hear from MineWeb and HyperReport that U.S. production dropped 14% in the period between January and May of this year. Now, what that means is that's the amount of silver that's produced, like from mines in the United States. So we've had a 14% drop in our domestic production. Now, moving right along, we also find out that the silver sector itself is starting to shrink, which means there's a fewer number of silver producers. The companies that are doing the mining and everything are kind of shrinking in number. And also, if you want to get a glimpse of the impact of countries nationalizing their mineral resources, particularly silver, there's a good article on SilverSeek, which there'll be a link to, that covers both those areas. It's called the Shrinking Silver Sector. I hope I got that right. Now, I did find one factor that might exert some downward pressure on price, but to what extent, I really don't know. That's more of a job for any of you number crunchers out there. It'd be a great little project. And what the news is that China is experiencing a slump in solar cell sales. Kind of hard for me to get out. And also just in its solar industry in general. Now, as we remember, maybe around a year ago, there was the collapse of the solar industry here in the United States with Solyndra and a bunch of other companies. And prior to that, there was the collapse of the solar industry in Europe, which didn't get a lot of coverage here in the United States. Now, as we all, I'm sure, have heard many a time, silver is a vital component that's used in the manufacture of solar cells. And solar-related products are a large segment of overall industrial silver use. But just remember, this news, it's just a factor in the current overall situation, so just kind of read it for what it is. Now, I've got a news story. This is going to make everybody cringe a lot. We all know SLV, right? Well, guess what? The money in silver ETFs just reached a near record high. And there's a story on it that also comes from MineWeb. So, yeah, you want a horror story, there's a good one for you. Now, I have to say that news stories have been coming out lately, and about China is most likely preparing to launch a gold-backed currency, and it's probably also stacking silver. Now, I have to say, I feel the subject has gone vastly underreported in the last year, and the story had been brewing for over a year, and plenty of signs and news stories out there about that. But anyway, enough said on that. I did want to say that it's still a good piece of information to promote. In fact, it's really timely at this point, all of a sudden. The reason for that is the Republicans are opening talks about having a gold-backed currency or a commission to investigate it. And also, they're generally supportive of a Fed audit. Now, if the news that China is about to do the same thing, look into a gold-backed currency, that might add some impetus to the idea of a gold-backed currency to a much wider audience. But it's just kind of a theory on my part. Now, if you combine this with the video tribute for longtime real money advocate Dr. Ron Paul of Texas at the RNC convention in Tampa, you mix these two things together, that could provide a really good opportunity to make a real strong case for the return to sell money. And it's just an idea to think about. I'm going to try to look in to see what I can do about it. So anyway, I just want to say this is silver news I had for you. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'm glad that you're